You're listening to the Hustled Up podcast. I'm Laura Natoli.
And I'm Holly Silva, and we are best friends since birth turned multi-passionate entrepreneurs and co-owners of Chores and More, a successful service-based business where everybody is treated like a best friend.
Welcome to our show where tactical business education meets fun and real conversations about this wild journey called life.
Get ready to be inspired. Grab your headphones, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to another episode of Hustled Up. We are your lovely hosts. My name is Holly.
And my name is Laura.
And today we're going to come at you with something a little different. We're kind of just going to do a little story time, a little fun time, and kind of go back in time. That was cute. But before we go into anything, I obviously want to do what we always do and just remind you that if you love what you're hearing, ways you can support us are to pause this episode and give us a 5-star rating, review us wherever possible. Apple Podcasts, Spotify allows you to do ratings. And if you're here from YouTube, hitting the old thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we post a new episode. These are all ways to support us for free while we push out free business education, and we would appreciate it so much. So go do that really quick right now. We'll wait. Okay. Okay, so like I said, we're going to kind of go back in time today. We wanted to do something. We've been really tactical the last couple of episodes, just hitting you with we should be charging, I'm telling you, like the shit we're telling you guys. Like, it's crazy. So today we wanted to take like a little bit of a break from the tactical educational stuff and kind of just reminisce. You know, we were thinking this morning, it's Halloween as we are recording this. We're recording this on Halloween. You guys are listening to it in November. So Merry Christmas, by the way.
Merry Christmas season.
Merry Christmas season. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we are here and we have this opportunity to sit here and record this. And I was like telling Laura, I was like, 3 years ago only, it was so different. And we really there are a lot of times where I'm stressed, I'm ungrateful when I shouldn't be. I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, like today. But when I think about where we've come since 3 years ago, it's like, oh, it's good. Like, we're fine. Everything is fine. So we're kind of going to do like a little compare contrast type situation. We're just going to kind of tell you guys what it was like a day in the life in our business 3 years ago. And this was 2021. It was actually probably, I would say, the worst time in our business. It was just nonstop chaos. It was also like fresh out of COVID season. So everything was just a nightmare back then. So we're gonna go through it, and maybe we can even tell you guys some of the stupid mistakes we made and how you can avoid them yourself. So maybe it will be a little educational, we'll see. So if you want to hear how ridiculous we were 3 years ago, hang tight, keep on listening.
Are you tired of spending your entire weekend cleaning when you could be going out to brunch with your girls?
First of all, I love brunch. And second of all, yes, there are so many things I could be doing instead of cleaning my house on the weekend.
Oh yeah, like playing video games.
Or watching a movie with the kids.
Going on a date with your significant other.
Taking your dog to the dog park.
Going to the movies.
Solving world hunger.
Yes! Exactly. So this is why it is such a good idea to call up Chores and More for your deep and recurring cleaning needs.
And do you want to know something really, really cool?
What?
If anybody mentions Hustled Up when they call to book, they can receive up to $100 off their deep cleaning.
Up to $100 off. What are you doing still sitting there? Pick up the phone now, mention our podcast, and never have to spend your weekends cleaning again.
Simply go to choresandmorellc.com. You can fill out our request quote form there, or give us a call, send us a text, 631-397-0177. It is time to get back to doing the things you love. Let us take care of the cleaning.
All right, we are back. And let's just start by getting in our little time machine, right? Let's get in a time machine. The date for us over here, I know it's November, but the date for us is October 31st, 2024. Let's just step right in. Go back 3 years, because that's what time machines sound like, right? So we're in the time machine. We set the date to October 31st, 2021. we step outside. Paint the picture for what we would be doing in this exact moment. What did it look like, Holly, when we woke up October 31st, 2021? What did the day look like for us?
So right now at this very moment, at we're recording this, is now 9:07 in the morning. We were definitely at Dunkin' grabbing large iced coffees to get us through a day of cleaning. For sure. And not much has changed. We both still have coffee. I still have Dunkin'.
Yes,
Except mine isn't super loaded with like sugar anymore. It's still sweet, but I've definitely gotten a little less sweet. And I also drink mediums now to try to limit my caffeine intake. So go me.
True. We're also getting breakfast sandwiches because we were so busy and we didn't plan out well. We were just grabbing food on the go constantly, which
Every day.
is not good for money, but it's also not good for your health.
Yeah.
So
no,
we were
that's
definitely
true.
grabbing food.
No, that's very true.
Yeah.
We are probably coming down from an adrenaline rush of an employee call out.
Definitely, especially being that it's Halloween today and it would be Halloween back then. Somebody definitely called out. They went to a party last night, got way too drunk, and couldn't get to work today. Or they were going to be an hour late.
They were definitely going to be an hour late. In fact, we probably had several people running late. And since we operated with teams of cleaners back then, we were waiting for everybody to arrive so that all of the teams can disperse and go out to clean. So we were most likely texting employees and texting them with mean tones because we didn't know how to effectively communicate as leaders about their lateness.
Yeah, that's true. We had, I believe, and I might get this a little off, but I believe we had around 11 part-time employees. 11.
Way too many.
And it's so interesting because you said, Holly, in the intro that it was probably the worst time in our business. And I would 100% agree with you on that. And I think it's interesting because a lot of people probably would think, well, when you guys first started and you were so small and you were just cleaning, just the two of you guys, wouldn't that be the worst time? No. Bigger is not always better. And I think, 2020, probably 2021 was the absolute worst time. And we had the most employees, more employees than we even do now. I mean, we're close now, but 11 part-timers. How stupid is that? But you don't know what you don't know. We were like, oh, we're so big. We're growing. We have 11 employees. Like, we thought that was so cool. I remember saying that as such a bragging right. Like, yeah, we have 11 employees. Do you remember that? We were so proud.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And the employees, like, no shade, but the employees were actual dog shit. I can't lie. They were just not good. And I don't know. I do think part of that, I hold myself accountable because I was not a good leader back then. I let the employees get away with so much stuff and then would just reach my breaking point and yell. And that's not an effective way to lead a team. We had absolutely no policies in place. I think I had calculated one of our girls who we ended up letting go. She had like 14, I think it was, absences in like half a year, in like 6 months or some shit like that.
That's freaking crazy. If that was now, that person would have been gone on like day 3.
Yeah.
Like,
I had to, and the only reason I even knew that was because I had to appeal her unemployment claim, and it took me forever because we never kept track of anything to like go through our paper timesheets. That was another thing. We were up. Remember that we had everybody came in and signed their name on a piece of paper. I still have those. They're in the safe. Like that's where they are.
Gosh, I want to go look at. That's a fancy clock in and clock out system.
Yeah,
a sheet of freaking paper.
And then
sheet of paper.
And then we would look at our iPhone where we had our clients in our iPhone calendar, and then write that or type it up on a Word document. For the teams, usually it was only 2 teams because we weren't that big, right? So 2 teams, usually 2 teams, 3 houses, usually is how we did it, or 2 teams, 4 houses if they were small or whatever. And we would type it up, and when they would report to the office, we would give it to them. And usually we would send a team out, like 2 people, and then Laura and I would go out and clean because we didn't want to be with anybody else.
Yeah, occasionally our goal at that time, I remember, we were like, if we could just clean 3 days a week, we'd be so happy. If we could have 2 days off, which I'm like, why were they days off? We should have been running things, but there was nothing to run at that time because we didn't know how to run a business. But we were like, if we could just clean only 3 days a week, which we didn't even know mop free was a thing. And I know we've said that before in this podcast. I was like, I'm a body. Why wouldn't I clean? Like, I own a cleaning business. Why wouldn't I use myself to clean? It didn't even make sense to me that we wouldn't ever clean, which is crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know. When we joined CBF, they were like, "Oh, be a mop-free millionaire." I was like, "The freak is mop-free? What is that? What does that even mean?"
Yeah. And I didn't get it. I was like,
what?
why wouldn't I clean? Like, I literally did not understand it. I was like,
Yeah.
that doesn't make sense to me. If I have legs and they work and I can move, why wouldn't I clean? It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't.
it's crazy.
We didn't even know. Like, and we started our business in 2018. So from 2018 to 2021, we just didn't even realize like everything that has to happen for a business to
Mhm.
run. I tell Laura all the time, I'm like, how did we even get as big as we got in those first 3 years? I don't know. I think it
I
was
don't
just
know.
because we were great with customer service, I guess.
Yeah, I think that has something to do with it because we were still, at our core, I think that the thing that people like about Chores and More, I think it still holds true even back then, that we really care about the customers. We're great with the customer service. We want to do everything we can to help them. Like, while our business was so broken, all that was still very in place. So I think
Yeah,
that
like our
that's
core
how we were able to
values,
grow.
our
Yeah.
core values were there. We just didn't always know how to put them to practice, but
Mm-hmm.
like we cared. We had employees who were just falling apart outside of work, and we intervened probably to a fault to
Yeah.
try to help them, which ended up hurting us in the long run. But we just we love people, and we wanted to help some of our employees who were struggling, but you can't help somebody who doesn't want to be helped. And I think also it wasn't really our job to do that.
Yeah.
I think providing a stable work environment would have been a better way to help. And even though we tried to do that, we just didn't know how to run things. And what you don't know what you don't know. So, I think we were probably trying to help in the wrong ways. Like, we were trying to take on like more of like a motherly role.
Mm-hmm. And a friendship role. We called them friends. We always were
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
you guys aren't our employees, you are our friends. And then we got that thrown back in our face when we would have to try to step into a leadership role and discipline them or, confront them with something. We literally got, but I thought we were friends, thrown back in our face. And that's not that employee's fault. That's our fault. Because you're right. We did establish a friendship level. And even nowadays, like, I love seeing my employees. I love speaking with them. I'm there for them, but I'm not their friend. And they're
no.
not my friend. It's very different.
We've learned how to definitely set the boundary, and I
Mm-hmm.
think our boundary is a healthy one. Like, I will
Mm-hmm.
still text one of my girls and be like, "Girl, slay, you got a 5-star survey, like, what's up, like, love you," like, tell them I love them and all that stuff. But I'm not inviting them out for my birthday unless it was like a work event, or something like
Yeah.
work friendly event. I'm not inviting them to my home. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not calling them a friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm,
2021, I had almost all the employees that worked for us at that time. I invited them to my birthday in
Mhm.
2021, and quite a few of them came. That's crazy. That's insane. Like,
Yeah.
I'm inviting employees to my not a work birthday party, a personal
Mhm.
birthday party.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
crazy.
I know.
And they feel like our employees now do feel comfortable enough to come in. Like, we hang out with them. They'll come in. We had somebody come in the other day. They had to pick up some supplies. They stayed for an hour to chat with us, and we just caught up. We connected with them. So when I say I'm not their friend, I don't want you to misconstrue that as in like they're just an employee to me. That's not what I mean, first of all. But you can connect with someone. You can be there for them, but you still have to set that boundary and just
Mhm.
know what that boundary and that line in the sand looks like. And I think that that's the difference there. It can get a little wishy-washy if you're not setting those boundaries.
Yeah. And I think it's important, like, we have policies now in place and procedures, and we hold them accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, we haven't had to, though. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we do have the policies in place that we just don't get, like, they don't mess around. But like this year, we've probably had like 3 call outs the entire year.
Yeah. And they had like most of the time
With the
doctor's
current
note,
techs.
legitimate. Yeah.
With newer techs, we weed them out, because if they call out during training, we're like, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Or we say, this is your last call out during probation. Like, and usually they'll get scared and quit or whatever. But in most cases, when our techs call, like the techs who are still with us call out, the ones who are out of probation and they've been with us a while, like, yeah, like Laura said, they have doctor's notes, they have legitimate reasons, but it so rarely happens. Like,
Yeah.
in 2021, on this day, I probably woke up in a panic because I was stressed about who was going to call out and be late. And I barely slept
Mm-hmm.
because every single day we were getting a call out. Every single day. It drove me insane. And then we would finally have a day off, right? And then someone would call out and I would have to go cover because also we didn't do our schedule correctly either. Now when someone does call out, we have so many,
Like options. So
like,
many
yeah, we
options.
so many, there's just so many ways around it because we have like these playbooks and these SOPs that like kind of guide us on how to handle a call out. And in most cases, like, it's like, now when we get a call out, I'm like, oh my God, I hope they feel better. It's not like, oh my God, they're sick again. What the, like, it's not
Yeah.
like that. It's like, oh no, like, I hope they feel better. Like, no worries. We got this. Like, we got it covered. And all of the people we hire now are hungry for money. They have great integrity. They want to help out where us, because we take really good care of them in terms of like, we pay them the best. We pay them so well, like so well. In fact, we had one of our girls during her most recent quarterly one-on-one. She was like, I make more money here working 29 hours a week than I did working for a doctor's office full time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
Right? It's kind of
crazy.
like, I think about like dog training, and I feel sometimes, and I hate to like bring up my dog, but I think about this a lot. I disciplined my dog a good amount when she was a puppy. And I think that even though she was such a well-behaved dog, she was a little bit scared of me sometimes because I feel like I might have disciplined her like maybe not too much, but like, I don't know. She was scared to like be a dog sometimes. And I feel like that's what I did with the old techs, and they didn't know how to like behave. Right?
Yeah.
And now these new techs, like now we're more like, it's like gentle parenting kind of too. Like we're just very positive. Like it's a very positive work environment. Like we're really big on positive reinforcement. And even if we have to, not command, what's the word? Reprimand. Reprimand.
Command you.
We have to command them. Even when we have to reprimand, like we do it in a way that instead of just being like, this is what you did wrong and blah, 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 like it's, this happened. How can we improve this next time? What is the solution to this problem? We've been kind of doing that. And then we'll say even like, oh, this you did great, but this needs work. Or, we're just very honest with them. We're really big on positive reinforcement. Like we celebrate all the wins, which we never used to do.
Yeah. And they celebrate each other too, which I think is so beautiful. We never used to have that. I mean, we drop a compliment in the kudos chat, which is a big group chat. Everybody is there. Oh, way to go, Johnny. Way to go, Kim. Like they are shouting each other out and it is beautiful. And I'm like, this environment that we've created with the techs who don't even work that closely together. They work in teams sometimes. They all seem like they really care about each other and want each other to succeed too, which is beautiful. Like that's the company I want to create. And it was not like that back in the day.
No, it wasn't. It was drama with the teams. We hired
this
friends,
person
which
didn't
was
do this.
yes.
This person didn't do that. Like
people ratting each other out.
Mm-hmm.
We hired friends and would put them to work together, which was a huge mistake. Like huge mistake. And like, not that I'm against hiring friends, but we didn't know how to set boundaries between the friends as well, and we were so busy cleaning that we weren't able to even keep tabs on them. Like they would go out and do their thing, but like we just, I don't know, it was different.
That's a good point. We couldn't take care of really anything because we were cleaning. The fact that Holly and I were cleaning, A, with each other, B, alongside them a lot, we weren't able to manage anything. So when there was an issue and we had to let an employee know that there was an issue, we would text them because we were so busy cleaning. We didn't have time to bring them into the office for a conversation, which is what we do now, or even do a phone call, which would have been better. We would text them something. And going on a tangent here, you never want to put something important through text, especially if it's something that can be misconstrued as argumentative because you can't read tone through text.
No, you can't.
So that's a big no-no. We are very big on, we will, if we need to give negative feedback to an employee right away in the moment because say they're going to another job and we need them to do something, we'll text them. But if it's a serious conversation, we always do it in person. We
Yeah, we bring
always
them
have
in.
in-person conversations in the privacy of our office. And we never used to do that. We would just send a mean text to the employee, letting them know what they did wrong. And that's just not how you want to run things. So then we would get mean. I mean, some of the things that the employees have said to us, I would never tolerate now. Never.
I know.
Like,
I know.
shivers go up my spine when I think about it. I would never tolerate that now.
Yeah. It was
It's
terrible. And
crazy.
another thing that was terrible 3 years ago was that we were making money, but we had no money.
The business had no money.
We just didn't.
Like,
There was no savings. There was the amount of times I had to go to the bank myself to put in cash to make payroll was like disgusting. I would go on it's Thursday right now while we're recording this. This would be the night that I would be crying, realizing that we don't have enough money in the bank account to make payroll.
yeah, we were checking all the time, and it was a weekly occurrence. Do we have enough money to make payroll? Do we have enough money to make payroll? I'll never forget, there was one, it was right around Christmas time. So like the happiest time of the year was not the happiest time of the year for us. We were so strapped that I'll never forget. It was like a few days before Christmas, and I came to your house, I remember, because we were very short on payroll, like very short on payroll. And personally, we really didn't have enough money to cover it. So Holly and I pulled both of whatever money we had together and put it in the bank account to make payroll. So I remember driving to your house, hysterically crying to come get money so that we could pull our pennies together to make the payroll. I remember Steve came outside because you were so upset you didn't even come outside. Steve came outside, Holly's boyfriend, to bring me the money. And I was just hysterical and was like, this needs to change. Something needs to change. Ugh, it's crazy. These are the things that I'm so happy we're talking about this, because these are the things that I think people starting out don't realize happen to a lot of people. A lot of the big successful businesses that you're looking at, they probably went through some really hardships that they never told you they went through. So if you are in a period where maybe some of these things are hitting really home to you, maybe you're going to the bank to make payroll if you have 1 or 2 employees, or 11 like we did, and you feel really alone and you feel stuck and like you're failing, just know that there is a way out, because we made it out. And the only way we were able to make it out is asking for help, reaching out to experts who know what they're doing, who are experts in this field. So you're not alone. If you're going through any of these things that we have went through, we went through it for way longer than we needed to. I mean,
Yeah, we did.
really.
We really did. It was just crazy. Like, I remember Laura caught COVID in 2021 in, I think, November of 2021.
Yeah, it was like the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Oh,
Yeah.
God, that was the worst year of my life. I don't even ever want to think about it because we didn't get to do our Black Friday shopping. Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness. That was a
I was
nightmare.
crying. I was so sad.
I like never ever want to go through that again. But I managed, because we had 11 employees, to make an entire schedule of them cleaning with me not cleaning. And I was like, okay, Laura's sick with COVID, so I'm going to use this week to back then it was like, oh, take the day off. But like, I would have ran and done estimates. It was our busy season, things but I really wasn't doing much beyond that. Posting to social media, I guess. I don't know. And, but I was really excited because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have to clean all week. And I really I didn't like cleaning without Laura. I still wouldn't want to clean without Laura, to be honest, unless I'm doing solo. But, either way, I remember that week, every single day, Monday through Friday that week, one of the employees, like not one, like it was somebody different, called out, and I had to go clean every single day that week. And I was like, by Friday, I had a panic attack so bad in my kitchen that I had to lay on my floor because, fun fact, when I have a panic attack, which I haven't had one in a while, but laying on the floor helps because it grounds me and keeps me cold. I don't like being hot when I have one. So I laid on the floor and I had a massive panic attack. And then I went to work and I was upset and I was pissed off and I was angry and I was like, I'm not even making enough money for this shit. And every single day I had to go clean and I didn't get anything done because somebody called out every single day. And now in 2024, like I said, we barely have call outs. And I think, again, I always like to hold myself accountable. Back then they were not making good money. We were paying like a little bit above minimum wage. It wasn't much.
Yeah.
And I just feel like now we pay well, we incentivize tremendous, like the amount of bonuses they get and stuff like that. Plus, our clients are better too. Like we're attracting better clients because we have a better business. We have happier employees. So our clients are tipping them. They're bonding with them. They're taking care of them. So there's just, it's like one big wheelhouse. You know what I mean? Like one
Yeah.
big machine, and all the cogs are like now finally like connected and they're running smooth. Like we have well-paid employees, which means they're happy employees, which means that they're making the clients happy and they're bonding with the clients who are now tipping them. So they're making more money, which incentivizes them to show up to work on time every day and not call out, which makes me and Laura happy, which makes us better leaders because we're not frustrated. And it's like, it's just literally like, it was like magic. And not making this a CVF pitch, but like embracing a different method of running our business over these last 3 years has been like, it was like magic. It was like, it's like insane actually. Like I stress about where we would be had we not did that, because
We'd be closed. I can tell you for a
you think
fact,
so?
we would have shut down the business. 100%.
Yeah.
I can say that with certainty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have been done. There were many times. The whole reason I am a nail tech is because I got frustrated one day. Literally, this is how bad my like. I always blame my quick start and Ashley, our like number one, and also whatever she is, and she was like, "You're not. It's not your quick start." She was like, "You're just very impulsive," and I was like, "No, it's my quick start." She was like, "No, it's impulse."
Maybe a little bit of both. A little bit of both, Yeah.
But I remember in 2019, so this was actually before all the chaos, but it was still enough that like I was so done. We got a client complaint one day because we finally decided to send a team out who wasn't us to clean. Got the complaint, and I was like, I'm done with this business. I'm going to nail school. I'm going to be a nail tech. And that's exactly what I did. I signed up for nail school. I ran the business during the day. I went to nail school at night, became a licensed nail tech. And I'm still stuck running this business, but it's what I learned. Actually, what I learned though by doing that, it was a great learning lesson because now I can give myself cute nails. Laura, show your nails. See, we all have cute nails.
Yep.
We all have cute nails. But also, what I learned is that there are jerks in every industry. Because I did work during COVID. I worked in because the nail salons opened back up in I think June of that year in 2020, and we weren't busy yet. We lost a ton of clients during COVID. It was a disaster. And I worked in a spa for a little while, and I had to deal with some real jerks, like I was like, oh, so there are assholes in every industry. Sorry, but there are. I hate to say it. So that's why it's important that's why I really harp on branding all the time and just making sure that everything is in place and your processes are in place, because then you're going to attract people to your business who aren't assholes. And as long as you learn not to tolerate people who disrespect, like, that we don't even have to deal with it because people just know. Like, I don't know what it is, but we don't get people who mess with us except for the 1-star review we got that one time. But even he didn't really mess with us. He just left us the 1-star review.
Yeah, he dropped it there like a little like bag of poop on the porch. Like that's what that was.
He did.
That was just like a flaming bag of poop on the porch.
A flaming bag of poop. Yep. That's what we. But we don't deal with like disrespectful people.
No.
Like we don't deal with that now. But back then, like we just got some real assholes like who we were having to work with. And I was like, I'm done with this. Like no. And once we started like really advocating for our cleaning technicians and like. Because, like, when it was us cleaning, I feel like we didn't advocate for ourselves.
Not at all. We would do anything. Somebody wanted something done. Absolutely. Sure. No problem. This and that. Like,
they would talk to us like we were, like, the help. And we would just take it. And then I remember one time Laura had a blow up with one of our old clients who was just being so disrespectful. And Laura finally spoke up for herself and she fired us. And I was like, you know what? This is, like, it hurts in the moment. And then it took a lot of thick skin building to realize like these are the people we do not want at all in our business. Like, and we had a ton of that back in 2021, like just clients who did not respect us. And now we demand that for our employees. It's like the most important thing. And they know that our employees are number one to us. They are our most important client. That's how it should be in every business. Your employees are most important. And so not that we've really had to deal with it, but like we would 100% advocate for them. And I just think that, that was something we didn't do back then for ourselves. And that's why we dealt with jerks.
Oh, so sorry.
Sorry, guys. Getting a work call.
Sorry.
So busy.
What happens
lately.
when you record during work hours?
It's our busy
I apologize.
season.
I'm not cutting that out. I apologize, everybody. I don't got time to do a crazy edit today. I'm sorry. I'm just being real
No,
with
not
y'all.
enough
It's
time.
a
We got
busy day.
interviews. It's
It's a busy
Halloween.
time.
It's like we got too much going on today.
We do. But I just wanted to add to that because I do think that that's another big factor, kind of like that cogs and the machine that you were talking about. I think that's another big factor because we will cut like the snake off at the head. We won't even go to a house if we think that somebody's going to be disrespectful to our employees or give them a hard time. And when it was us in the field, we would. I mean, back when we used to do in-person estimates, I'll never forget, there was a time where somebody just gave me so many red flags. They literally said, I feel bad for the tech you're going to send here. I'm so picky, this and that. As soon as she said, I feel bad for the tech you're going to send here, we were like, we're not sending her a quote. We're going to tell her she's not a good fit. We, even at the quoting process, if somebody says something to me while I'm quoting them over the phone that seems very red flaggy or disrespectful, we will choose not to work with them. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because the same way you have to set those boundaries and expectations with your employees, I think you have to do the same thing with your client. And we say it all the time, but not all money is good money. So keep that in mind when it comes to your clients too. If you let like one bad apple, whether it's clients, employees, admins, anything into your circle, you will ruin the well-oiled machine. So just keep that in mind.
And there are multiple ways you can avoid this. Like we have a multi-step onboarding process, which if you haven't listened to that episode, go listen to it. It's all about how we onboard a new client. And one of the things we do is send them an onboarding form where they basically list what's important to them within, the cleaning of the house. And sometimes they will say something like, I want this done. And it's 100% not included. And, and in that case, like, no, we'll call them right then and there and be like, this is not included in that service. Sorry. And if they can schedule it extra, we'll try to upsell. But in some cases, it's just something that's out of our scope. It's out of our wheelhouse. So we'll have to call them and set those expectations. Like, no, we're not going to do this for you. And we're really good about doing that now. So now our staff don't have to walk into a house and feel awkward telling them no or saying, even though they know that's, they know what's included, they know what's not. We're very, very specific on what we include and don't include now in our service. So luckily they have that to follow, which we didn't have back in the day.
Mm-mm.
So, that's something that we do now too, to kind of help figure out, like, gauge where we're at with the client so that we're not dealing with like people who are pains in the butts so much.
Yeah. I remember a few months ago, we had techs actually leave a house. They'd gotten to the house. The expectations were so unreasonable. And we could tell that these employees were just going to be put through the ringer. And I had to call the client and say, I'm going to have my employees step away. This is not a good fit. Like, that's how much we look out for our employees now, which is exactly why they don't call out, which is why they are there for us when we need them, which is why they'll pick up an extra shift if we need them. It's really like one hand washes the other. We say it all the time and it's true.
Yeah, it is. I tell them during onboarding, I'm like, one hand washes the other. You take care of me, I take care of you. I feel like in Chicago, like Mama, like, like Queen Latifah in the jail cell, right? In the movie Chicago. Like, when you're good to mama, mama's good to you. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I'm onboarding an employee
reference,
now.
Yeah. Just like play that in the background next time an employee comes in and just start dancing. Yes.
But that's literally how it is. Like, you take care of them, they take care of you. And that's just something we did not know how to do in 2021. We didn't even take care of ourselves. Like, how could we take care of an employee when we didn't even take care of ourselves? We didn't know how to set boundaries. We were broke. We would have been cleaning right now. It's 9:35. We definitely would have been in our first house. Someone would have called out. We would have had to redo the entire schedule. Or we might have even been split at this point because somebody called out. We might have had to split the teams. So there might have been 3 of us. There might have been 3 of us in a house.
Yeah, we did that a lot.
We did that a lot. We worked in teams of 3. Oh, gosh. Stupid.
Silly.
Except on a deep clean. But we were going into like 1,200 square foot houses on a maintenance cleaning with 3 people. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what were we doing?
One
I don't
bathroom
know.
And 3
like,
techs.
I don't know what we were thinking. So, so we definitely would have been doing that. We would have been tired. We would have been, it was not a good time, and it was not a good it was not a good season for our business, I'll tell you. We've really come a long way. And like I said, that was October 2021. And in May of 2022 is when we finally joined CBF. And it wasn't until September of 2022 that we started to actually even implement what we were learning. So really, we've only been implementing for 2 years. And the amount that we've come since then is like, it's incredible. Like, and we can't give you an exact number of financially, like how far we've come, because we never kept track of numbers back then. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. This is our secret between you and me. But we never kept track of numbers. But I know for sure, based on how many clients we have, like, I think we've had it, because I think back then we had around 60 clients, or that's what we guesstimated. And now we have 130. So that's more than 50% growth in those 2 years. And it's like, whenever I'm having a bad day, I have to remember to like go back and look, at how far we've come. And like, there are things like I get frustrated and angry and whatever about things, or stressed. Like I get anxiety still about things, but I am so thankful. And I never forget this for my clients who are just, we have some of the like absolute best people who we work with, who I love them. I have clients who I love who like might not even know I exist because I'm so out of the process now. But like there are clients that we have who like, I don't even think they know. And especially me, because I don't do sales. Laura's the one who does all of that contacting with them. And like, I'll send the newsletters and like email blasts and stuff. And like, but I don't know if they like know me or give a shit about me, to be honest. But like, I just love them. Like there's some clients I'm like, I would take a bullet for this client and they don't even know I exist. And I feel that way about our staff too. Like we've really attracted some amazing, amazing people. And I feel like I can be confident with them. I feel like we can be very radically candid with them, which we've been working on that, and I love, if you haven't read Radical Candor, it's really good. It's more geared towards like the big head honcho companies, but there's a lot to take away from it, even as a small business. And I don't know, I am grateful for that. But even on a bad day, I just have to remember like, whoa, it was bad back then. Don't make the same mistakes we made. Like, keep track of your numbers, do everything on the up and up, make sure you're following your state laws, make sure you are putting money aside for taxes, make sure, every time the sales tax bill came around, forget it. We were like, we had to like usually put our own money into it to pay the sales tax because we just didn't know how to save. We didn't know how to budget properly. Make sure you're hiring with integrity, have attendance policies in place, follow those policies. Like, even if you are tight with your staff, like we're so tight with our staff, but if you're calling out and you don't have a reason or a doctor's note, it's unexcused. Like, and you have 5 left, and that's okay. Like, it's totally fine, but just know, like, this is the policy and this is what you got left. Stick to those policies. And, once you are able to do all of that, that's when you can start focusing on becoming mop free. Or if you're in a different industry, like working in your business instead of on your business. We were so in it. We were so in it. It was like, we were way too in it. Way too in it.
Way too close. Like I was alongside the employees.
Yeah. I was like emotionally in it. I was physically in it. I was just wrapped up in it like a freaking burrito. And now I'm like the guacamole on the side. I make that whole meal, but I'm not in it.
Yeah. I love that. I love that analogy.
Yeah. Just be the guacamole to your business burrito and you'll be good.
Yeah. Love that. The business will dip in you every once in a while. It's fine. Spread yourself all over it. It's fine.
Like, can we just all admit the guac is what makes the whole meal? So like, you know what I mean? You're not like in it, but you're like, you're there. You're needed.
Yeah. Like you're very needed. Yeah.
You're charged extra for. That's how amazing you are.
You're that 75 cents.
If you have listened to this episode all the way through, just do me a favor and please leave. I don't know if there's a guacamole emoji, but there is 100% an avocado emoji. So if you could leave an avocado emoji on our episode announcement for this post.
Yes.
Please do.
Do
Please
it.
do it. Please do it. I would be so happy if I saw some
I know this was
avocados
a
pop
longer
up.
one.
I know,
didn't
we've
think
been
we were
here a
gonna go. I
while.
could talk about this topic forever, honestly. And I'm so happy that we did talk about this topic because I feel like it's so easy to forget your roots and forget where you came from
Yeah.
and forget how bad things were. Like,
Mhm.
and how good things are. Because I
Yeah.
feel like our worst day now is still like would have been our best day
Yeah.
3 years ago. I really
Yeah.
do think
For
that.
sure.
Yeah,
And
and
if
there's
you're
a new
in the
devil at
thick,
every level,
there
but it's
is. There
still.
is. And if
Mhm.
you're in the thick of it in your business, like, let us be a reminder that it gets better. And we're not even like, we're not top tier. We're not like, we're not nearly where we want to be, but we are in a better spot than we were. And it can get better for you too. You do have to work at it, and you have to kind of like claw your way out of your bad situation. And I think that if you really feel lost, I think asking for help or paying a mentor or, just like networking with people who kind of know how to run businesses. If like it's not in your budget to afford that. I mean, we scrounged up pennies to join CBF, and it was the best decision we ever made.
Yeah.
And I do recommend doing that. I recommend like taking what you have, like, taking everything you have and investing it in yourself. It's going to make you better. It's going to make your business
Yeah.
better. It's going to make you better. It's going to bring you peace. It'll eventually bring you time and money freedom. Like, there's so many benefits. But if
Yeah.
if that's not a possibility, like, just try to network with people, go to networking events, see if there's another way to like kind of, get some help with what you're going through. Or just come back and listen to this podcast because we give all the answers.
Exactly. Just slide into our DMs. And we'll give you all of the tips and tricks not to make the same mistakes we did. We're here for you.
Perfect.
We're your
We're
cleaning
here.
besties. Come on, we got you. But no, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my goodness, what is the CBF? I need help. I'm in the exact position you are. DM us. We'll give you information because it really was the best decision we ever made. And regardless of what industry you're in, I'm sure there's something out there for you. There's some kind of membership program. You want to work with the experts. You want to skip all the mistakes if you can and learn from the people who made the mistakes. Because our coach is very upfront with us about all the mistakes she made. And she always says, let me teach you so that you don't make the same mistakes that I did. And that's also why we do this podcast. Let us teach you so that you don't make the same mistakes we did and you don't go through all that heartache. You're not going on Christmas Eve to the bank to deposit the last of your money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And just know that listening to us, we don't give away any of the CBFT. So
no.
don't think you're gonna be like, oh, I could just listen to Hustled Up and I'll learn everything. No. We've
No.
told you nothing that you learn in CBF, like literally. Like, we have told you nothing. Like, you're gonna learn things that are so specific to the cleaning industry that like you're gonna be like, oh shit, this is wild. But in fact, when we joined, I was like, oh no, we can't do this.
No, I know. We resisted hard. We were like, no, we know better.
Oh my
Stupid.
gosh. Don't resist. Don't resist. If you're in the cleaning industry, like seriously, just do it. Like, you'll learn really good stuff from us. And we do bring a new perspective to, a fresh new perspective as young best friend, business, female entrepreneurs, whatever. But like, you're going to learn just incredible amounts of information and get documents and forums and calculators and spreadsheets and all this stuff that you get in CBF that we just don't give you because obviously it's, you sign an NDA when you join CBF. That's how serious it is. And, you'll learn a lot from us, but like take it another step for sure and do that. And this turned into a CBF pitch. How did that happen?
I know.
I really tried not
what?
to do that. This is
It
why
wasn't
everybody thinks
gonna
it's a
be.
cult. Everybody says, oh, CBF is a
I
cult. I'm
know.
like,
you know what?
It's
It's the
not.
cult of the cool kids. So
cool kid. The cool cleaning kid cult.
You know what it is? We literally physically, I think, cannot talk about our growth without attributing it to CBF. Because yes, we put in the hard work. We implemented all the stuff that we learned from CBF, but it would be literally impossible to talk about this topic without mentioning CBF because people that are listening are going to be like, well, how did you do it? How did you go from this to that? CBF mixed with lots of hard work mixed with perseverance. Like literally that is the three magic ingredients that made our business what it is today. And I just hit my mic because I'm getting crazy.
We think
crazy,
that
very passionate.
I know. I feel that. I spent way too long thinking that I knew everything best. And I do feel like there are certain things that I'm like, I am the best at this. I do. I still have that. I'm not gonna lie.
Holly's very humble if you haven't noticed.
I am. And but when it like I am a creative thinker and like I needed someone to like hit me with logical, tactical educational shit. And like
Mhm.
I can come up with really great marketing strategies. Like we have a great social media presence. I can teach you about branding for hours. But when it comes to like how many percent profit should you, like, what should your profit margins look like? And like how do you pay your employees and, you know, all that. I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I told you we're passionate about it.
It's like, but you know what I mean? So those are the kinds of things you will learn in CBF. Like, so don't think you know everything. And if CBF isn't for you, you know, that's fine. But like, definitely figure out a mentor that is right for you.
Exactly. Ask for help. That's what the whole message of this episode is, I think. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
Yeah.
And then invest. Because if you invest money into something, you'll actually do it.
Yeah.
If you go buy some or jankety cheap program, or if you go do a free program, are you ever going to prioritize doing it? No. But if you spent your hard-earned money and dollars on a program, you're going to be like, well, I spent money on this. I have to put time into
Yeah.
it. So I do think it's worth it. Invest your money. Even if you scrounge pennies together, you skip that Starbucks latte every day, figure it out. You can figure it out.
I feel like if we would have like signed up for CBF or any kind of mentorship program in 2018 when we started our business, we would be a multi-million-dollar business.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
So
But
we
you know what?
got a
I'm
little
glad
bit of
that
a
we
late
went through
start.
all that.
Better
glad
late
we
than
went through it.
never.
Yeah.
Yes, and we learned a lot, and we developed a
Yes.
ton from our mistakes. Like we learned a lot from our mistakes. So
Yeah, we developed as people, not just as business owners and leaders. I think we grew a lot as people over the last few years of running this business.
we did.
We did.
We're amazing.
This is beautiful. This was good. I'm glad we talked about this because I feel really good now about where we are.
I know.
I feel
Okay,
great.
I can get through this day. I can get through this day.
I got the Thursday scaries. Thursdays are hard because by Thursdays I'm tired and I want it to be the weekend. So
Laura wants
This was the
nothing to
push.
do with Thursday. She's done with Thursday.
Thursdays,
You're still gonna be done.
Holly knows.
You're gonna come out of that office and you're gonna be like, let's not watch Love Is Blind and decorate for Christmas and this and that. I'm gonna be
I
like,
am.
okay, let's do it.
I have interviews coming in 10 minutes though. So we probably should hop off out of here, but this has been so fun. I'm glad that we did this. Let us know, do you guys prefer, I would love to know if you're still here. Do you prefer the tactical, tangible tips episodes, or do you more prefer these free wingy lifestyle episodes? Or do you like them both? Just let us know. Slide into the DMs. We are at Hustle It Up on Instagram. You could always send us an email at Oh my God, I always do that. It's Hustle It Up Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's Hustle It Up Podcast. Don't listen to me. Hustle It Up Podcast. Go drop that avocado on the episode announcement on Instagram and Hustle It Up Podcast at gmail.com. If you want to send us an email, there we go. I know our handles. I know those.
Beautiful, beautiful. And if you want to check out, I've been really going in on our business social media, especially Instagram and Facebook, because I've been messing around with Meta Business Suite, which I will definitely we could definitely do an episode on that or something. But I have so many cute posts planned out. Like they're going out like today, tomorrow, Saturday. So if you want to check out our business stuff and find inspo but not copy our ideas, you can do so at Chores and More on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook as well.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, this was so much fun, guys. I hope that you all have an amazing week. As always, I hope you all are enjoying Christmas season, because while I have a ghost on my hat because it's Halloween, it is Christmas season officially. So I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll see you next week.